You create your reality. How? Your mind creates your reality through focus and intention. When I focused on being broke, I stayed that way. When I focused on providing value, impacting my people, I made money online. Focus on what you want instead of what you lack. There, I just read you, well, this is a quote from me. This is just like a tweet I wrote. But what I'm reading you guys here is my Digital Alchemist Blueprint. This is actually my free ebook for creators, conscious creators. Um, the Digital Alchemist Blueprint is basically half esoteric spirituality stuff, mindsets and energetics, and then half business, YouTube strategy to actually make money online. So I'll kind of read you this quote real quick. Digital alchemy is the key to freedom. Turn your own struggles into service with mental alchemy. Monetize that service with online entrepreneurship. Turn your pain into purpose and profit, your wounds into wisdom and wealth. Become a digital alchemist. So that's what this document's about, this blueprint. So it's a 70-page ebook completely for free, talking about mindset, metaphysics, and making money online. So if any of that interests you, you can check it out in the description. But this video, I'm going to be reading you my third chapter in the Digital Alchemist Blueprint, talking about the metaphysics of manifestation, how you create your reality. Now, we're not going to be talking too specifically into like manifestation itself. More so, I'm going to be kind of giving you the background behind manifestation almost. And so, if you want to hear more about manifestation, you should watch my video, my first DRC podcast, which was about the truth about affirmations for manifestation. See, most of us in the spiritual community, we think that, oh yeah, we can just tell ourselves something that thoughts create reality, thoughts create reality, thoughts create reality. It's only somewhat true. You need emotion behind that thought. You need emotional charge. You need emotional conviction behind a thought, behind a belief in order for it to materialize. And so you can't just affirm something like, oh yeah, this is happening, right? Like basically there's a Rosicrucian book called The Rosicrucian Principles for the Home and Business. And in it, the author, Harvey Spencer Lewis, he talked about um, how most people focus too much on the cause, which I mean the effect, which is the manifestation itself. When you see something in the physical plane, it's already been materialized. It's already happened. The material plane you're experiencing right now has already been created by a previous version of yourself. Right? Let me say that again. The reality that you're currently experiencing has already been created by a previous version of yourself. Very important. And so we have to focus instead on the effect, which is the here and now, this current reality, instead of focusing on, oh, my reality sucks, or oh, I'm skinny, but I don't want to be skinny. I want to be huge. So I'm just gonna say I'm huge, 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 I'm huge. While I'm not huge. Right? It's like trying to say affirmations while completely denying what's in the physical right now. Instead of doing that, focus instead not on the effect, right? Not on what is currently happening, but focus on creating the future reality that you want to live in. Don't put your energy into this current one, put your energy into creating a new one. Don't put your energy on the effect, put your energy on the cause. And the cause is the mental and the spiritual planes. Physical plane is the effect, the mental and the spiritual planes are where it starts. That's the mirror principle. We're going to be talking about that in this video. So let's get into it. We are created in God's image. This is one of my favorite verses from the Bible. Then God said, let us make mankind in our image, in our likeness. Genesis 1:26. If God is infinite love, creativity, and abundance, that must mean that we also have to be infinite love, creativity, and abundance. During chapter 5 of the Kabbalion, the mental universe, there are a few quotes that explain how we as humans create our reality compared to how God creates realities. The all, the all is how the Hermetists refer to God. The all, the all creates in its infinite mind countless universes, which exist for aeons of time. Aeons is like I think billions of years. And yet, through the all, the creation, development, decline, and death of a million universes is as the time of the twinkling of an eye. Pretty crazy, right? The creation, growth, decline, and death, the destruction of universes, of millions of universes, is like twinkle of an eye for God. That really puts into perspective the confines of space-time. See, the thing is, in the physical plane, we're working in space-time. This is why there's a delay on the mirror. Right? I said that the reality you're currently experiencing is already, the reality you're currently experiencing has already been created by a previous version of yourself. That's because the delay on the mirror principle. The mirror principle says that your inner world creates your outer world. And the inner world is the mental spiritual, the outer is the physical. The outer is also mental. So the inner is the mental and the spiritual, the outer is the mental and the physical. And so your inner mental and spiritual create your outer physical mental. And so if you want to shift your outer world, you must first start with shifting the inner world. But since the mental and the spiritual planes don't have space time to be constricted by, we can manifest in the mental or spiritual planes simultaneously. But manifestations take time to materialize in the 3D plane. Why? Space time. So that's a bit about the delay. That's a very important concept to understand. So that was the first quote from the Kybalion. Second quote: "The infinite mind of the all is the womb of universes." So that's kind of a hit on the divine feminine. Another one: "Just as you, the student, may create a universe of your own in your own mentality." So this is talking about the first law of Hermeticism, the law of mentalism. But this entire universe is mental, and that we all live in the mind of God, the mind of the all. Just as you, the student, may create a universe of your own in your own mentality, right? We can project our own mental images outside and create things in our minds. That's exactly what God is doing with all of us. We are mental projections. We are divine ideas of God. But your universe is the mental creation. Oh wait. Okay, yeah, let me just reread this. Just as you, student, may create a universe of your own in your own mentality, so does the all create universes in its own mentality. But your universe is the mental creation of a finite mind, whereas that of the all is the creation of an infinite mind. The two are similar in kind, but infinitely different in degree. God has an infinite mind that is capable of creating infinite realities with infinite possibilities. Our finite minds are similar in function but vary in power. Although we can create infinite possibilities with our minds, we cannot create infinite realities. As humans, we can only create one reality, our own. Science and spirituality both support this claim. And here's some evidence from quantum physics and some others' teachings. I believe I have a teaching from the Gospel of Thomas in here from Jesus. So here's how science and spirituality both support manifestation, while the mind and the physical plane are one, the inner and the outer world, the mirror principle. Here's how science and spirituality both support you creating a reality. The quantum field is an energy phenomenon that is made up of energy vibrations, in addition to which they can take on the type of quality that is expressed in form of a material phenomenon too. So that's interesting, right? In the quantum field, like the quantum field itself is energy. However, the quantum field can also manipulate itself to turn into matter, material. Very, very interesting. I want you to hold on to that concept. How the immaterial, or the mental and the spiritual, can become matter, the material, the physical. What is that? The mirror principle, right? However, the most puzzling discovery was that the quantum field may manifest itself in either the form of a wave, and a wave is more energetic, or a particle. A particle is more matter. This is closer to matter. As energy or matter, depending not only on the interpretation of the observer, but on their presence and intention too. When an observer, a human, is present during an experiment to prove that quantum energy is a particle, such a result follows suit, and quantum energy behaves like a particle. When an experiment is conducted to prove that quantum energy is a wave, once again, the corresponding result is obtained. Conscious intention determines the result. Let me say that one apart. Conscious intention determines the result. That's from Ivan Antic's book, The Physics of Consciousness. The intention of the observer creates the reality in which their intention is based on. Intend to see a wave, and you see a wave. Intend to see a particle, you see a particle. Whatever you put your focus and intention on, whatever you decide will happen, will manifest in your physical reality. Just as science teaches this, spirituality also teaches this. The quantum field, like all things in our material world, all things in our world in general, is made of consciousness. Consciousness, or spirit, is the fabric of reality. It is the essence of God. So if we want to manipulate the fabric of reality, we must use our connection to it. We must use our own consciousness, our own minds. To manipulate the outer world, we must use our inner world. The yogis, Buddhists, tantrics, and even Jesus Christ himself all taught of this, the mirror principle. That we are both our inner world and our outer world. That our outer world, or external reality, is a mirror of our inner world. That our inner world, or internal state, projects outside of us to manifest outer world. The inner and outer worlds are one. Do I only have one quote from here? I only have one quote here from the Gospel of Thomas, but I'm actually going to say a couple more to you, a couple more sayings. So in the Lost Gospel of Thomas, Jesus says, "The Father's realm exists both within and outside of you. When you fathom yourselves, you will then be recognized, and you will realize that you are offspring of the living Father. However, without self-awareness, you will dwell in destitution, and you are that destitution." I was saying 3 from the Gospel of Thomas. So here Jesus is teaching us that God's realm is both an internal and an external experience. And if we don't realize that, we are in destitution. But we are in poverty so extreme that we lack the ability to provide for ourselves. Sheesh. Dang, man. Jesus be brutal, I'm not gonna lie. Here's a couple more sayings from the Gospel of Thomas. I believe this is saying 81 or 89. Jesus says, he basically says something along the lines of this. Why focus on washing the outside of the cup, when who washes the inside of the cup is also the one who washes the outside of the cup? So what Jesus is saying is, why would you focus on washing the outside of the cup by when you wash by why would you wash the outside of the cup? Because instead of doing that, if you instead focused on just washing the inside of the cup, outside will naturally become washed. That's a mirror principle teaching. There's another here's another mirror principle, law of attraction, observation teaching from Jesus. Jesus says, to those that possess something, no, he said, those who possess something will receive more of it. Those who possess something will receive more of it. And then he said, those who lack something will have that they have. No, and then he said, those with nothing will have what little they have taken from them. So he said, those who possess something will receive more of it. And he said, those who have nothing will have taken away even the little that they have. And so Jesus, what he's saying is, when you focus on what you possess, those who possess something will receive it. When you focus on what you possess, you receive more of it. That's a law of attraction teaching, right? You can only attract what you are. That's a mirror principle teaching because the mirror can only reflect back to you what you're already putting in front of it. And so if you put something you possess in front of it, let's say love, if you put love in front of the mirror will give you love back. Cool. Now let's shift to that other of the second half. Instead, you focus on what you don't, right? So first part was if you have something, if you possess something, you'll get more of it. If you don't have something, if you have nothing, you'll have even the little you do have taken away from you. And so what Jesus is saying is that when you focus on what you lack, you create more lack in your reality. And so this one teaching is so like this is my favorite mirror principle teaching from the Gospel of Thomas. Because what Jesus is saying is that when you focus on what you possess, more of those possessions will come to you. When you focus on lack, more lack comes in your reality. And so basically, when we focus on what we possess, the thing is, here's the thing. Focusing on what you lack is actually focusing on a possession as well. It's just focusing on possessing, not having that thing. And so I want to break this down to you because this is really, really important. Let's think about the mirror, okay? So the mirror has our internal state. This is what we're putting in front of the mirror. And then here's the mirror. And then our external reality, our outer world, is the reflection of the mirror. Okay. So let me actually shift scenes here. Let's say that I wanted to make more money. I'd have to put money in front of the mirror so the mirror can see that I have money and reflect that money back to me and grant me more. And so, how do I show the mirror? How do I prove to the universe that I possess money? I give it away. By giving, you prove that you have, because you cannot give something away that you don't currently possess. How can you give away something you don't have? If you don't have $100 to give right now, how can you give it? It doesn't make any sense. And so, by giving away something, you show the universe that you possess it. And by showing the universe that you possess it, it reflects that possession back to you and materializes more of it in your reality. And so by giving away money, let's say to maybe a homeless person, by demonstrating your value on the internet, by sharing your content, by sharing your knowledge, by sharing your skills, by demonstrating your abundance, by giving love, by giving joy, by giving laughter, by giving creativity, by giving away, you show that you possess. And by showing you possess, the mirror can reflect what you possess back to you. Okay? And so focusing on what we possess, demonstrating what we possess by giving away what we possess, is how we actually materialize and attract more. Before you attempt to take a breath, you must first give one. I want to leave you there. Let's get back to this. So that's the mirror principle, right? So Jesus teaches us that God's realm is both internal and an external experience. And that if we don't recognize that, we're in destitution. And destitution means poverty so extreme that we lack the ability to provide for ourselves. So Jesus gets brutal. And it's true, right? When we don't see the true nature of reality, we are deep in the belief of lack, deep in lack consciousness, deep in poverty consciousness, deep in victim consciousness. However, we all have the ability to create our reality, to tap into the true nature of reality, infinite love and abundance, unlimited creativity, endless possibilities to explore, to love, to laugh, to experience, to enjoy the beauty of life. We all have access to creator consciousness. We can use the mirror principle to manipulate our inner world and thus create the outer world that we want to experience. Let's refer back to Ivan Antich's The Physics of Consciousness to see how science supports this claim. The mind has the fine ability to create a virtual reality. Some of us like to call this the Matrix. It is the merging point of the outward in the inward of our being. In its neutral capacity, it merely coordinates the perception of our senses and is able to decide and filter what goes in and what does not. And also, what exists. What exists. Your mind literally determines in its head what is real in its reality. Now, this last part is very important. In reality, due to its neutral position, the mind stands at the gateway, not able to decide at will, objectively and correctly, but only the way it has been coached to decide. This is so, so, so important. The mind creates your reality based on your filter of perception. When we feed our mind the correct mindsets, patterns, notions, or paradigms, We give it the programming to create the reality we want to experience. However, when all we've been fed our entire lives is lack, scarcity, limited beliefs, bullshit conditioning, just bullshit. When that is how our mind has been coached to believe in lack, to be boxed in, to not pursue, to not be authentic. When that is the way the mind has been coached, that is the only way it can operate. The mind cannot be objective and unbiased. It can't. The mind has to have bias. It has to be subjective. It is the only way. Have you guys heard of? Actually, let me tell you the story real quick. Last week I was talking to my dad, and we were like outside in the front of the house, and it was actually probably like 6, 7 p.m. So it was dark here because it gets dark in Georgia pretty early. And so, yeah, we're out there talking, and it was like a great like father-son conversation, talking about life, like deep things. And my dad had asked me, he's like, "Yo, Jay, do you believe in perception creates reality?" And of course, me being a metaphysical, esoteric guy, I'm like, "Of course, absolutely." And he said that he didn't. And as he explained to me, what he was saying is that his like take on perception creates reality is that other people's perception of me is the reality of me, right? So it's like what other people think about me is the truth in reality. But that's not what perception creates reality means. Perception creates reality means that there's a word that's missing here. It's one word, but it's missing two times. Your perception creates your reality. That is the missing part. Because it's not that what somebody else believes about me creates my shit to do with me. But what somebody else believes about me creates their reality. That is where perception creates reality. And that is why your beliefs, your programming, your paradigms, your mindsets, your notions, whatever, they're so important into materializing your desired reality. Because you're programming what you believe, what's inside your mind, your internal, those internals will lead to actions. Those actions will lead to work. That work creates change. That change creates reality. And so everything, right? You have like this 6 step cycle of going from like programming to materialized reality. So it's step one is programming, then it's thoughts, then it's emotionally charged thoughts, then it's emotionally charged action, and then it's maintained emotional conviction, and then it's materialized reality. So you start with programming. Programming leads to thoughts. Thoughts lead to emotionally charged thoughts. So that first, those first 3 parts, thoughts, programming thoughts, emotionally charged thoughts, all of that is like physical. I mean, that's the mental and the spiritual planes. All of that is purely internal. Then we shift from emotionally charged thoughts to emotionally charged actions. And that is physical. And like that's physical, mental, and spiritual because you have to maintain this alignment. So you have emotionally charged actions, and then you switch to maintain the emotional conviction. You have to maintain your emotional conviction, your belief that the actions you're taking are moving you and are going to create the reality that you want to create. After maintaining, the maintain is so important. Maintaining that emotional conviction is how you get over the delay of the mirror principle. We get over the delay of going from mental and spiritual to physical, moving through space time. By maintaining that emotional conviction, we go through the delay and then we can experience our materialized reality. So that's like the 6 step. That's like my 6 step cycle framework. But your materialized reality can also feed into your programming. What you're currently experiencing can reinforce what you're currently experiencing. And this is why you can be stuck in a negative cycle, like going down, a negative spiral going down, or you can be trapped in a positive spiral going up. Momentum has to happen. It's the fifth law of Hermeticism, the law of rhythm. Pendulum swings, rhythm compensates. But basically, this whole little tangent was talking about how important programming is and how important your beliefs are. That's exactly why I'm a mindset coach. So, anyway, if you find this video valuable and you're like, yo, I want to incorporate these mindsets, these metaphysical concepts to becoming a more conscious, creative, consistent, fulfilled creator, link in the descriptions. Book a 15-minute discovery call with me or come hop on a one-to-one coaching call with me. I have 15, 30, and 90-minute coaching calls, and I have a 15-minute discovery call for my one-to-one coaching for like a monthly basis. So links in the description. All right, so yeah, the mind creates your reality based on your filter of perception. When we feed our mind the correct mindsets, patterns, notions, or paradigms, we give it the programming to create the reality we want to experience. So how do we download this new programming into our minds? We look to those that are where we want to be. Creators, artists, entrepreneurs, athletes, scientists, philosophers, spiritual guides, doesn't matter. As long as they have the beliefs that you resonate with, let me say that again, you resonate with, and allow you to shed away your previous limited beliefs that are holding you back, they're good in my book. That's a check. Surround yourself with people that are more like the person you want to become. Everything, everyone, and everything you consume is programming you. The art you watch, I mean, the content you watch, the art you consume, the people you hang around, the people you look up to, the books you read, food you eat, shows you watch, the characters you interact with, like in those shows. All of that is programming you. So choose the right programming to create your dream reality. That's chapter 3, baby. As you create your reality. Honestly, I don't think I have anything else there to say on that part. So this video's been pretty good. Only 26 minutes. That's actually solid. It's solid, yeah. I thought this video would be a lot longer, honestly. But that's the shortest chapter in the book, so it makes sense. All the other chapters, not all of them. The first two are actually pretty sizable. The last three, man, let me show you guys just real quick, just cause. Let me show you how much game I put into this YouTube chapter. So part 6 is about YouTube. Bro, look at this. Look at how much sauce this is. This shit starts on page 50. Look at this. Boom, 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 boom. And then all the way to, I think this is where the starts. Okay, this is the last page. Boom. That's damn near 20 pages of content on the mindsets, content creation strategies, content creation system, and using YouTube for business. So, yo, guys, this ebook is literally free. 70 pages of sauce, mindsets, metaphysics, spirituality, business, inner work, shifting, like mental alchemy, shifting your perspective, business, content creation. It's literally 70 pages of free sauce. If you're a conscious creator who wants to grow 1,000 subs on YouTube, make $1,000 online, just live a more consistent, fulfilled, creative life, bro, top the ebook. What are you doing? And while you're down there, hey, join my newsletter. Actually, by getting the ebook, I just put you on my email list, so you don't have to do that too. But you can if you want. It's up to you. Well, I've been yapping too long. I'm about to be up out of here. I'll catch y'all next vid, gang. Appreciate all the love and support. Always means a lot. Do it today. Do that for tomorrow. Stay blessed. Stay loving.